welcome into the reading. This is going to be a weekly reading for you guys. We're going to look at the energy coming through for you for the week of June 1st to June 7th, 2026. So we're going to start off with just getting a couple cards, one from the Embracing the Shadow Oracle deck, just to get the overall energy of the week. And then one from the Serpent Fire Tarot representing your energy this week. Go into more details with the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, so let's see what's coming through for you as we start off with the overall weekly energy, June 1st to June 7th for the Aries, please. All right, so we have the veil between worlds. Connect with ancestors and guides. Their wisdom will illuminate your healing path. Okay, so maybe this week there is a need to be wise and make good choices. Maybe something's going to come up like an opportunity this week that is going to require that you think it through right before acting. Okay, so I don't know how you are with your impulses, or if you're spontaneous, or, you know, just like want to make changes out of nowhere. But this week, the energy is asking that you think it through before making a decision or taking action in some way. And then there's something about like, what did your parents tell you about this? Or what did your grandparents tell you about this? Like, what was their motto in life? You know, if you're looking for answers, or if you're looking for something to give you like direction, and maybe you don't have too much experience in the situation, or I don't know what it is, but what would they say, right? Like someone prominent in your life that is of major influence to you, that you consider wise, that you remember their words, you know, they always gave you advice, something like that. Like, what would they say about the situation? What would they tell you to do? Okay, so if you need help making a decision, look there. All right, let's get one card for the Aries representing their personal energy this week. Two of Pentacles. So yeah, again, it goes into you needing to make this decision in some way, like weighing your options. Maybe you're super busy and there's like a lot going on that you have to like outweigh what's important right now, what can wait till later. But really identifying like how you can make it all work. What is the solution to make it all work? It just feels like you're going to be super busy. Like maybe there's just a lot coming through. Some things you expected, maybe some things you did not expect. But can you reach out to your community? Can you reach out to your coworkers, or, you know, even family members? Like, do you need people to take care of your kids while you know, finish some projects up, or, you know, something like that? Like, it's okay to ask for help as you are navigating the energies through the week. And, yeah, like just making these decisions. All right, let's go into detail to see what is coming up for the Aries this week. There is a sense of like transformation or change for sure. So maybe there was a change of plans. Maybe it feels like that, like a change of plans, and all of a sudden you have more to do. Or because there was a change of plans, it requires that you do a little bit more work because you weren't expecting it. All right, so you have the Lovers. So yeah, here's that cooperation and the community that I was speaking about, asking for help, or maybe you're working with another person really closely when it comes to making this decision. Temperance, yep, bringing both of your ideas together, both of your needs, desires, whatever it is, and creating one, creating unity. Make sure that you are being sweet and nice and patient and compassionate as you're navigating these weekly energies as well. There's something about like the harmony coming through, like harmony between a group of people, harmony between two people working together. Like just staying really considerate of one another. And then the Page of Pentacles, working on the new thing. So whatever that is. It should be something that was an idea, like maybe you've been thinking it through and now there's an opportunity for you to really start working on it this week. By the end of the week, you have the Knight of Swords, Hermit, and Emperor. So, yeah, there's some influence here coming through between people or around people who have experience, who are maybe older, who are wiser, and their words of wisdom or their truth is coming out, or maybe you're expressing truth in a more wise way. There's like maybe people are coming to you for help or for guidance or something like that, and you can share, right? Share what you've learned, share what you know in some sort of way. And I feel like it has to do with things that require in what is it? Introversion, like looking within. Okay, like maybe either you're expressing this to someone or people are expressing this to you, but it's like go within, Aries. Go within and find the answers on your own. Like it's not on your phone, it's not on the TV, it's not on the internet. The answers you seek are within, and then once you are able to make this solid decision from a place of self-examination, like you have more confidence with your decision and the choice that you make here with the Emperor. And because it's coming from within you and it's your own choice, it's your own idea, it's your own plan, you are confident in it and you want to really like take control of the situation and get the thing done. Okay, so maybe in the beginning it starts off a little rocky because maybe you're considering somebody else's feelings here, or you're considering somebody else's time and energy, and you're trying to make it work, and you're trying to, with the Two of Pentacles, like, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what needs to be done, this is what they want to do, and how can we make it all work? Therefore, once again, goes into that busy energy that I was explaining, but all for the sake of something that you're just trying to create. It's not up yet, it's not solid yet, it's not in form yet, it doesn't have a form. And then there's maybe a conversation or realization at some point that's like, you know what, I am wasting time being distracted or looking elsewhere for how to get this done and how to make it all work. Let me do what I need to do, what I know how to do, what I know is best for me in the situation. I'll take control of it. I'll get it done. Okay. So yeah, that is your energy for this week, June 1st to June 7th. Hope you got something out of it. Hope it helps in some way. Let me know how it goes. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey Taurus, welcome into your reading. This is going to be a weekly message for the week of June 1st to June 7th, 2026. So we're just going to pick up on the energies for the week, see what's coming through for you. We'll start off with an overall energy from Embracing the Shadow Oracle deck. Then we'll go into your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot, and then get some more details with the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right. Ooh, okay. So embracing uncertainty. So that one wanted to come out. So it looks as though maybe right now, at least for this time frame, there is a lot of things that are up in the air for you. It says not knowing what's next is not failure. It's an opportunity for reinvention. Maybe the options are open, right? Like the possibilities are endless kind of thing. I do feel heavy creation, or like, I want to use the word fertility, but not for it's not going to be like children for everybody, but it's more like bringing something to life, like you're creating something. And maybe there's an opportunity for that to happen this week, where you can really put a lot of your nurture and care into this thing. But at the same time, not necessarily know where it's going to take you or what it's going to look like. But it's just time for you to start it, right? Like It's more of like you have all of the ingredients that you need. Now you can put them together and create the thing, but at the same time, you don't know how it's going to come out. Or maybe there's an element of like, maybe you have a goal as to what it's going to look like, but the outcome surprises you in a sense. Okay. Like there's something about the uncertainty that's coming through where you just don't have all the information, or you don't see what's coming in a way. You also have the Hermit card here. So you're doing this by yourself, I guess. And maybe no one knows about it. There is a lot of, I'm feeling like, I don't know why I want to use the word juicy, but like juicy stuff here, like yummy. I don't know if this is food. Maybe you're cooking up a meal, or you're having like people over and you're trying to like prepare yourself for that. But there's just a lot of like special things that you have cooking up, or you have going on in your own personal world, and you care about these things, you're passionate about this stuff. Maybe it's like hobbies. Maybe it has to do with like your sanctuary, like where you love to be, right? Like everything just feels really good there, and there's something about you cooking something up there or creating something there. But yeah, definitely on your own, there's some wisdom that's coming through, or maybe like a lesson that you can learn from this, or like realization that you get out of doing this thing by yourself. Maybe that's an opportunity to heal as well. Yeah, that's unexpected. Three of Swords, Page of Wands, the Tower. Maybe as you are in your own world, doing your thing that you love the most, something happens. Okay. Now, I don't know if this is necessarily a prediction or this has already happened. Maybe you're healing from the thing that happened. Maybe you just experienced some sort of loss, and you have just like a tiny spark to like a tiny spark is there that you can ignite or make brighter. And the brightness of this spark can be a healing moment, a moment of realization, right? As this light gets bigger and bigger, you have more and more clarity, and maybe your mind, or like you see something differently, therefore healing comes through. And maybe it just broke down like a certain belief that you had on something that whatever the thing is that you lost, right? Like you had a perspective of that thing, you had an idea of what that was, you thought you knew it, okay? Like you thought you knew that thing, you thought you knew that person, something like that. And there's like a spark here, okay? Like the beginning stage of healing, the brightness, the light gets brighter. And as you have this little spark of realization, it's like one thing leads to another, to like a domino effect of then your eyes are completely open to the situation and you see things clearly. Okay. Which breaks down your preconceived notion, your original idea of what that thing or that person was. And that's why you're alone right now. That's why you're doing it by, like, it has to be done on your own. Like, you can't talk it out with your best friend. You can't like do things with other people and tell them what you need, them tell you what you need to hear. You know, your family can't just be there like giving you all kinds of opinions and guidance. Like, this is for you to figure out and for you to know, okay? Uncertainty. Something comes through out of this. Maybe you lost something and you don't know why. You know, it was just not clear. You didn't have all of the pieces of information, and now you do. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, working on this thing that I was picking up on earlier. A creation, an opportunity to create something. Five of Swords. Getting past toxicity and like old ways of being that are no longer suiting you. Two of Swords. Conflicted. There's still some conflicted energy. And maybe this conflict, mental, personal conflict comes from the fact that you thought you knew what one thing was and how it turned out or why it happened or whatever. You get this huge realization, but maybe you're in a little bit of denial. And that's normal. That's natural. You know, maybe for some of you, you just can't believe it, right? Like it's too new the truth is too new for you. Your eyes are open and you see the thing, but because it's like maybe a little bit of a shock, right? With the Tower, like you have to process it, you know? So therefore the Two of Swords in the meantime of just your previous thought and your new realization sort of going back and forth and playing ping pong with one another for a little bit, at least for this week. Okay. And maybe you see how something just was not like, maybe it was like personal behaviors, you know, how you were behaving before the loss happened that shows you like, no, like I can't do that anymore. I can't be that way anymore. I can't think like that anymore. You know, like that was not helping, you know? But something comes through, all of this realization starts to happen because you go within and you start working on creating something that you love. Okay. All right. See how that turns out. Hope you got something out of it. Let me know. Otherwise, hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks. Bye. Hey Gemini, welcome into your reading. This is going to be a weekly message for the week of June 1st to June 7, 2026. Hope everybody is doing well. We're going to start off with getting an overall energy card from the Embracing the Shadow Oracle deck. Going into your personal energy, getting a card from the Serpent Fire Tarot, and then details from the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, what's up with the Gemini, please, for this week of June 1st to June 7? Gemini. Happy birthday, Gemini. What's up with the Gemini? The moon phase is probably going to be prominent for you right now. We just left a full moon in Sagittarius, which is in your opposite sign. But keep an eye on the moon cycles as those days may be of impact to you this month. I know it's a weekly reading, but just wanted to say that. All right, so betrayal's scar. Oof. Forgiveness is not about condoning. It's about releasing yourself from the burden of pain. There may be something about you going back and forth between remembering hurt or remembering pain, and then also on the flip side of that, feeling healed and over it. So there could be something that comes up this week that is playing a cycle, okay, in your head, or maybe you're noticing a pattern of some sort. Therefore, something that you thought you may have healed from, something that hurt you, right? A situation, an experience that you had that hurt you before. There's like, the pattern is coming through, like it's coming back up. Okay. Something happens where maybe it reminds you of that experience, or you just start thinking about it, but you're remembering how you felt and you're remembering what you went through during that time. And maybe for a reason. And usually healing comes that way, right? Like it's not a thing of like, oh, the experience happened on one end of a spectrum, and then on the other end of the spectrum is healing, right? It doesn't go from getting hurt to healing and then you're healed. This is more of a cycle. It's more of a circle or a spiral where you experience the thing and then you go to heal. You're on your way to heal it, but something comes up that reminds you of it. And then you have to sort of learn from that experience again. And then you feel healed. Like it's like layers even, right? That's why sometimes it's like that. I guess that's why memory is there. Or, like if we were completely healed from a past traumatic experience, then we shouldn't be able to remember it, but maybe memory is there because we're the intention is that we always hold on to the experience in some way so we can continue to learn from it and to grow from it and get stronger from it. All right. So there's something about that coming through. What is the personal energy for the Gemini this week? And maybe you're not showing it, you're not like, I don't know. I'm getting for some of you, it's like, it maybe it could do with family. It's like, oh, this always, I'm getting something like this happens every year, or this always happens, and so because of that, it's like a cycle, right? Okay. I'm going to give an example. Maybe it's like your birthday time comes up and every year something happens during your birthday, whether that's like how you feel about yourself, or maybe that's how your loved ones treat you on your birthday. But it's like a thing of this happens every year, right? This happens every time, right? It doesn't have to be a year cycle. It could be any kind of cycle, but every time this, comes up, this happens. And so it's reminding you of that. And it's asking you to, learn something from it. Maybe the cycle continues because the lesson hasn't been learned completely. We can see and be aware of what the lesson has to be and not make any changes. It's until you actually make changes, right, that you stop receiving the lesson. It's like using I saw this one first. It's like using relationships as an example, right? Like the basic thing of you attract the same type of person in a different body. It's like people say, why do I always attract this type of person? Because you haven't learned the lesson yet. Or maybe you learned it because you're aware of it, but you haven't incorporated any changes. All right, your overall energy is your personal energy for this week is the 4 of Swords. Very much so in line with this betrayal scar energy. It's sad because maybe like your birthday's around this time and you're not feeling too good, emotionally. You're reaching, there's something about reaching. There's the moon. That I was picking up on the moon phases. What is it that you're reaching for? You just want to be taken away, taken up, just somebody come and rescue me type of energy. Get me out of this situation. And I'm so sorry you're feeling that. There is an element of like melancholy, just a little bit of like feeling dark or down. And like a lot of looking up, whether that's literally or metaphorically, but a lot of like looking at the sky, looking at the moon, looking at God, like help me, type of reaching out to the spiritual side of things to help provide you with some sort of strength and help your heart feel whole again or feel better again. And really, unfortunately focusing on the pain instead of coming out of the pain. 3 of Wands, 4 of Swords. Again, you have the 4 of Swords twice and the Star. That's what I'm saying about reaching. You're waiting for something to happen. You're waiting for healing. You're waiting for someone to come and rescue you. You're hoping and wishing and praying, that this is your time, that the time is now. You're tired of feeling the way you feel. You're tired of going through this thing that you always go through. You're waiting for change to happen. Some of you, it's a relationship. It has to do with a person. You're waiting for this person to change. You're waiting for your person to see you. The Hierophant, there's commitment involved here or a lack of, and the Hermit. I feel like the Hermit's been coming out a lot. I feel like if you're in a relationship, you and your person are very introverted and at this time don't desire to be around people. I mean, there's a lot of lessons and wisdom to be learned here with the Hermit, right? Like going through this dark night of the soul or this transformation because you feel betrayed or you feel hurt, going through that, facing it. I feel like you're going through your own darkness, whether people know it or not. Okay. And I don't know. I want to get some more clarification on your relationship. Two of Cups, the Hierophant. Six of Wands. The Hierophant again. Queen of Wands. Definitely something about you wanting to regain control of this situation again. I feel like your let's just say your relationship or something that you're close to, someone that you're close to is going through a rocky time right now, okay? Which happens. It's completely natural, right? Like human dynamics, relationship dynamics, whether it's love, friendship, family, it doesn't matter, right? Like there's ups and downs during these moments, okay? You're waiting for somebody or something to get fixed, right? To fix itself. There has been a betrayal. Something has come up that you once saw before, right? Like you see it again. You once saw this before and you see it again. And it's like, what the hell? Get me out of here. Get me out of this place. How? And sometimes it's like a wishful thinking, right? You're talking to God, you're talking to spirit, whatever it is. And you're just like, just enough, like, take me out of this thing. But in reality, right? Like you're the only one that can do something about it, But I just feel like you've had enough and you're waiting for change here. It's like, why am I going through this? What is happening with this commitment? What's happening with this commitment? I do feel you're going to go through like an edgy moment of like, F it, right? Like maybe you're upset. You have the Queen of Wands, whether you're male or female. You're going to go through a moment of like, you know what? I'm going to take control of this. I'm going to do what's right for me, which is good. If the other person isn't stepping up or meeting you halfway or something like that. Because yeah, you're definitely asking or expecting to be met halfway and for, somebody else to do their part here with the Six of Wands. So, I don't know. I would just say to try your best to like understand that if you've seen this experience before, if you've experienced this thing before, it's a cycle. It's a pattern. Your intuition is heightened right now because you see these patterns happening, right? Like, and therefore maybe your defensiveness is coming up or whatever. But get to the root of that thing and get out of the cycle in some way. All right, Gemini, that's your reading for this week. Hope it helped. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, Cancer. Welcome into your reading. This is going to be a weekly message for the week of June 1st to June 7th, 2026. Hope you all are doing well. So we're going to start off with an overarching or general message for the week from the Embracing the Shadow Oracle. Then we're going to go into your own personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot, and then get details of how the week's going to go with the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, what's up with the Cancer this week, June 1st to June 7th? The overall energy for the week for the Cancer, please. Happy birthday or early birthday coming up for you guys. Cancer, Cancer. Your inner light. Even in the depths of shadow, your soul remains luminous. Never lose sight of it. Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I think that that is a very common type of energy for the Cancer. The Cancer is a type of person that feels super strongly, super attuned or in tune with their environment, whether that's internal or external. And I think that they do come with a source of light when they are in environments that, have people. People see them as caring or healing. They're a healing energy for others, right? Whether they know it or not, So I don't know. There could be something about, even though you have gone through what you've gone through, or maybe some of you have recently gone through something a little bit dark, you still remain optimistic. You still have love. You still care, right? There is a lot that you bring to the table when it comes to positive energy and healing energy. And I think that this is a good time for you to really maintain your sense of hope and optimism. So I don't know if something dark is happening, or, why the light is so prominent. Because to me, it's like, okay, the light is so prominent, which means that the dark is speaking, right? Maybe you just have a really good balance of the two within you, maybe because you've been through your dark moments, you can teach and guide others through theirs, which is another common characteristic that Cancers possess. All right, so you have the Ace of Pentacles as your personal energy. Yeah, I mean, it does feel like just a lot of ideas, being very open to options, or maybe you have like a lot of creative energies just coming out of you, especially at this time. It's almost your birthday. You're going to go through your solar return. So with that comes so much inspiration, motivation, energy to really like express and release, a lot of this inner stuff within you, transform it into something of the light, right? And so I don't know, like maybe you are just reacting, or like taking everything that you've been holding in and putting it on paper, taking everything you've been holding in, and like I'm just feeling like an explosion of light, an explosion of color, or like light rays, just coming out of the Cancer. So it does make me feel like creativity is high right now for you guys, which it usually is. You're definitely a creative energy. So I would just take advantage of this time to really put some of that creation to play. Wow. The Moon and the High Priestess. What? Okay. Heavy week for the Cancer in some way. The 7, I'm not going to take it as one of the cards, but it wanted to come out with the Death card, which there's something about like feeling overwhelmed, right? Feeling overwhelmed, feeling over exerted, or like just a lot of pressure put on you. I definitely feel that like dissipating for you finally right now. Okay, so maybe it's the start of that. Maybe you feel it coming. like putting to rest the pressure in some way, putting to rest the need to, I don't know, like really show up or do something specific. Okay. Maybe you don't do well with that, but like the Seven of Wands is like a lot coming at you at once, a lot on your shoulders, a lot on your plate. Um, and I do think that something happens this week where you start to realize like you don't need to feel so overwhelmed. You don't need to say yes to everything. You don't need to have so many obligations, and you don't have to take care of the world, right? Like right now there is a strong sense or like ask for you to just be you, the moon and the high priestess. Okay. But something is definitely transforming and changing. And you know that, you see that, you feel that. And I think it's for the good. Like, I don't think whatsoever, especially the Ace of Pentacles is your personal energy. Like, you are bringing forth opportunity even for others, not even just for yourself, right? The opportunities may be there for you, but because of that, you're giving opportunity to other people as well. You're helping in some way. And it could be with your wisdom, with your insight, with your psychic abilities, with your intuition. It could be with your healing powers. It could be with whatever, you know, spiritual practice that you follow, that you're able to be of service in some way for other people and bring that wisdom and bring that light to them, right? So you have an opportunity to do that, but at the same time, because you're that person, you're giving them the opportunity to receive your light, to receive your guidance, to receive your gifts in some way. There is something about you knowing something that people don't know. Okay. And that could just be your psychic ability, but it could be something like literal as well, right? Like you have a piece of information that nobody knows but you. And there is some uncertainty around what can you do with your gifts? How can you help? The moon is saying like to trust at the same time, right? Like the moon, it does speak to uncertainty and the things that are done in the dark, right? That nobody can see. So maybe there's things that you're doing in the dark that nobody can see, right? Like internally, right? I don't think that anybody ever knows what somebody is really thinking internally or going through internally, and maybe you're working some transformation up within yourself right now, or and you're wanting to express all of that transformative work into ideas, projects, creative pursuits. I don't know if all that makes sense, but that's what I'm getting. But something within you is definitely changing. And I think it's changing for the good. Okay. Oh yeah, for sure. Look at that. Like literally you have death and then judgment. Like something is no longer. Okay. Whether that could also be like for some of you, like an illness or a condition that you've had, like something health-wise or physical as well, where because I'm getting like the internal, like maybe inside of your body, like something is changing within you. So spiritually, metaphorically, energetically, but for sure could also be physically. Six of Swords. Love that. Love, love, love. And the Empress. Oh my God. Okay. Like this is a great time, especially right before your birthday. Like getting rid of these things and having hope and having inspiration and motivation and this energy again to just be rejuvenated and renew yourself, doing away with whatever darkness that was within you, and just rising up from the ashes again, which you do so well, getting away from things that were just overwhelming, too much to handle. It could also be like a mental way of being, maybe you had a lot of anxiety or you were like an overthinker, or Like there was just a lot going on mentally as well. It's like, okay, I'm releasing all of these thoughts and I'm just seeing my surroundings and how blessed I am here with the Empress and how much I have, and like really being grateful for all of that, and wanting to nourish it and take care of it for sure. But the time has come for you to stop getting in your own way in some way, for you to utilize your power, your spiritual gifts, your personal power, and transform it and make it stronger again here. Big week for the Cancer. It's exciting. I hope that helped in some way and provided some sort of insight to your current situation. So good luck to you, Cancer. We'll talk on the next one. Bye. Hey Leo, welcome into your reading. This is going to be a weekly message for you guys. Hope everyone is doing well for the week of June 1st to June 7, 2026. So we're going to start off with a general message for the week from the Embracing the Shadow Oracle deck. Then we'll go into your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot, and then finish it off with some details from the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, what's coming through for the Leo this week, June 1st to June 7? Oh, your inner light, even in the depths of shadow, your soul remains luminous. Never lose sight of it. So this just came out for the Cancer as well. I did shuffle. So, yeah, there's something similar to that. So maybe you have prominent Cancer placements, or a Cancer or close to a Cancer that you want to look at their reading. But there's something about your light, as always, because you're so bright and people feel your presence when you are near. People see you when you walk into a room. Like you are, how can I say, like you attract, right? You attract attention, and it's not just in the physical form. Maybe you're attracting energy of some sort. I'm getting like, yeah, like maybe, I don't know if you're attracting a certain type of dynamics or like situations that you put yourself in. Like maybe you think to yourself, like, why do I always go through that? Or why do I always meet these types of people? Or, what, like I'm hearing like somebody say like, why do I always put myself in these situations? Something like that. But I think it has to do with like your awareness of yourself. It's so easy, and I'm guilty of this too, to like think of our surroundings, right? When we're in a certain type of situation and we're looking at the other person, or we're looking at the group of people or whatever it is, and we're sort of like analyzing them and we're breaking them down in our head, right? Like we're maybe profiling them or something like that. But we forget to like think of like, wait, how do I look right now? Right? Like how do they see me at this time? Like maybe there's something there, like about your presence and your self-awareness of self, but either way, I think that it's important to not get so caught up in the environmental situations and the group dynamics or whatever, and try your best to remain true to you in every situation and not get influenced or distracted. All right, let's get a personal card, something for personal energy for the Leo, please, this week. Leo. King of Swords. So for you this week, personally, you're coming across as super clear. There's no, people don't have to like second guess like where you're at, where you stand, what your opinion is. Like it's clear, okay? And if people are coming at you and saying like, I just don't know, or I'm confused, or, whatever, like I don't know. Like, is it them? Is it just that they are not like willing to take what you're giving them at face value? Like, are they thinking that, oh, there's more to the story? Are they thinking that you're going to change your mind, or you're going to tell them what you want, what they want to hear? Like, there's something like that coming through. Okay. And if you're experiencing some confusion with other people this week, remember the message of self-awareness, right? Maybe to you, you think, I'm being super clear. Like, how more clear can I get, right? When I say no, or when I say yes, like whatever. Like, I'm literally telling them exactly what I mean. And I get that, but just remember about the presence and how do you think that they're taking it? As in, like, how are you projecting it, or how are you articulating it? I don't know. But there's like this weird thing of like people just misunderstanding you. You're trying to be as clear as you want, as you can, and as true to yourself as you can be, but maybe there's still a disconnect, and maybe you're not sure whether that's on your part, right, or on their part. Okay, so just remember to put yourself in their shoes if it's important enough. Like, maybe this is like a job situation, right? Work related. But just remember to put yourself in their shoes and think to yourself, like, how would I see me right now? If I were on the other end of this conversation. Strength. So there you are, showing up. Knight of Cups. And the Lovers. Yeah, so again, it did feel like there was people involved. This doesn't have to be your romantic love relationship. It could be a family dynamic. It could be a work relationship. But either way, it does involve two people here, or at least a group of people. But I'm getting like, try to be understanding. Okay, maybe it's easy for you to sometimes just, like, you already said what you had to say, and that's that. Like, that's final, and maybe there is a need for a little bit more patience and a little bit more understanding with another person here. So that way you can see eye to eye. That way there is compromise if that is something that's important to you. And I feel like even if it's not important to you, because you're coming through as a King of Swords, which is super like insensitive, maybe it's important to them. And if you care about them, and they're somebody that's in of importance to you in your life, then I would take a moment and just reflect on, okay, what can I do? What can you do to help them feel better about this conversation or about this situation in some way? And it might take a lot from you to do that, because again, you're not coming through very compassionate. So it might take an experience or a moment where you're expected to take a pause, take a second, and come from the heart. Okay. Maybe you're so caught up in your day-to-day stuff, and it's just like there's somebody in your environment who needs more attention this week, or who needs more compassion, care, love this week. And they're going to make you realize that in some way. Okay. They're going to stop you in your tracks and maybe shock you a little bit and tell you how they're feeling about you just being so caught up in your mind and caught up in your head, and really just thinking about work, or thinking about details, or and not really coming from the heart here with the Strength card. And I feel like it's going to take them a lot to even say something about it. Okay, so if somebody is coming to you wanting to have a heart-to-heart conversation about how you make them feel and how you're showing up in a relationship, just know that it took them a lot of courage to even speak up. And I do think that you care about this person a lot. So it might hurt, and it might make you feel a little bad. The Emperor. the Magician, the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, there's some rewiring that should happen here. Like, okay, let's restructure our dynamic, or let's start from scratch, right? Let's fix this and rebuild this thing. And I think that you're open to it here with the Emperor and the Magician. Whether this has to do with the love or the relationship that I was speaking about or not, at the end of the week, there's definitely something coming up that you have to really take control over. Okay, you have a skill, you have a way about you where it's needed, it's necessary, right? Some sort of talent, some sort of knowledge that's needed, that's coming through to help you take back this control, whether that's of the relationship or just something entirely different. But there's an authoritative energy where you have to really like use this King of Swords, mental, logical, practical approach to just take back control of this situation. You're going to have to fix something. Either way, you're going to have to fix it. It's on you to fix the thing. All right? Something happened and it's on you to fix it. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for the Leo this week. Hope it helped, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye. Okay, Virgo, welcome into the reading. This is going to be a weekly message for the week of June 1st to June 7th, 2026. So we're going to start off with an overall energy card from the Embracing the Shadow Oracle deck. Then we're going to go into your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot, and then go into detail with your the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right. Hope everyone is doing well. See what's up with the Virgo. What is the overall energy for the Virgo for the week of June 1st to June 7th? Virgo, please. Breaking mental chains. Old belief systems can keep you stuck. Be willing to challenge and rewrite them. Love that. Yeah, I mean, something happens this week that I don't know, maybe it's not so much of like an event, right? Maybe you're just at home doing your thing, but as you are going through your days, you start to realize that what it is, right? Like that one thing that's been on your mind, okay, whatever that is, or it could be several things, but the stuff that's really high on your mind right now, you start to see it differently. You start to have a different thought process on how to work it, how to get through it. Maybe you were overthinking it and something happens. There's a realization or even a breakthrough this week where it's like, okay, you don't have to overthink it. It's not as bad as you thought, right? And now you're free to move forward. It's also an energetic break. It's like, let's say you were overthinking about a situation and it caused some sort of anxiety or fear, right? And this has been going on for quite some time, let's just say. And so all of a sudden you see it differently and you start to think about this thing differently where you're no longer overthinking it, right? Like there's a realization that you have of the thing, or maybe even you get some information about it or some truth about it. And that break or change in thought process actually allows the energy to start moving to where this thing can actually get fixed. You don't have to be going through it anymore. You know, it can be out of your life now, or it can just rework itself. Like something happens where there's momentum and there's like this energetic flow where the situation is fixing itself, right? Like opportunities are coming in to heal it or to get it like, you know, like moving again to where it's not stuck. But it all started because you started to think about it in a different way. Okay. So the physical the physical energy, the way it looks, the way it is, like that's changing now and it's getting better. You see movement, but it all happened because you started to think about it differently. What's the personal energy for the Virgo this week? Virgo, please. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, be careful, you know, be careful not to get stuck there. This is what it's like. You have an opportunity to have a breakthrough. But the Four of Pentacles is like, you don't want a breakthrough. Or the Four of Pentacles is like, you're so used to the thing, you don't want to let it go. Maybe it is the thought process itself that you're not willing to let go. Maybe it's very safe for you or comforting, but there's something requiring you to release it. So whatever that is, you're used to it. It's familiar. And or maybe the fact, how can I say? Let's just say it's like a physical thing, right? Like a health problem. Okay. And you have this thing going on for quite some time and you're scared about it. You're overthinking about it, whatever. But in order for you to get rid of it, you realize now that you have to like go to the doctor and you're super scared of the doctor, right? And so therefore your stubbornness or this thing of like, oh, like you have to step out of your safety net or your comfort zone in order to break the energy of stagnation and get it flowing again, get it moving again, right? So it's like a sacrifice in a sense, okay? So this thing that's holding you back, you have to step out of your comfort zone and what you feel is familiar, safe, and comfortable to actually fix it and get rid of the thing that's holding you back, okay? And your whole energy this week is like fighting that. Maybe logically you know that you have to do that, but willingly in your heart or something like that, like you don't want to. All right, let's go into more details for the Virgo, please. Two of Swords, yeah, conflict. You're fighting yourself about it. And maybe it's just because you're scared, you know. You're scared of the what ifs. Two of Pentacles. Choices here. Two twos. Hanged Man. Yeah, here's seeing it from the different perspective, as I was saying, okay, with the Hanged Man. But it doesn't mean that just because you see it from a different perspective that you're like all good about it, right? You get a realization of like, dang, right? Like, okay, I see it now. I see what I have to do now. I don't want to do that though. Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles, just conflict. Love that, Sun. Thank goodness. There's healing there. Hierophant, you knew it deep down. This is the end of the week where you see clarity, healing, blessing. The Hierophant is here to say, do the right thing. You got to do the right thing in order to get the blessing. And sometimes the right thing is just hard, right? Like sometimes we just don't want to do it because we don't want to go through that. And a lot of this stuff is like really, like most things that we don't want to do are easier than we thought, you know, like at the end of the day, once you do the thing, it's like, ugh, like, why did I waste so much time procrastinating or being stubborn about it? And then you have the Four of Wands where at the end of the day, if you make the right decision and you do what you know is right, what you have to do, get out of your own head and just do it. The blessing's there. You'll be happy again, right? That anxiety, whatever it is, it's been on your mind. It's no longer on your mind anymore. Like you're on to other things now, you know, you're moved on. So, yeah, just try to get out of your own way, I guess is the biggest message here for this week. All right, Virgo, that was your message. Congratulations. The thing will fix itself. So good. Hope that helped. Okay. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey Libra, welcome into your reading. This is going to be a weekly reading for the week of June 1st to June 7, 2026. Hope everybody is doing well. So we're going to start off with getting a general message for the weekly energy from the Embracing the Shadow Oracle deck. Then we'll go into your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot, and then we'll go into detail with the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, what's the overall energy for the Libras for this week of June 1st to June 7, 2026, please? Libra, Libra, Libra. What's up with the Libras? All right, the mirror effect. What frustrates you and others is a reflection of something unhealed within you. All right, don't mean to trigger anyone. I know that that's like a really, really common saying. And I think that people just like throw that saying around loosely at this point because, I don't know, it's just been sort of embedded into our psyche that people project, or people are always projecting, which if you are less self-aware, then you probably do, right? Or not you, but anybody. So maybe there is something about self-awareness with you that's coming up this week as well as it relates to how you're coming across. But yeah, I mean, maybe you have a moment in this week where somebody is just getting under your last nerve, right? Like maybe you have to work with somebody and it's just not happening. Okay. So can you make it work? Can you compromise? Can you stop and really like be understanding and compassionate as to why this person is the way they are and why they're coming across that way, whatever way that's making you frustrated, that's irritating you, that's, just not vibing. So what is that and why is it happening, right? Like it's easy for us to get annoyed. It's easy for us to get angry, impatient with people, but it's harder for us to really stop and look through that person's actions and behaviors to see where the root is and why they behave the way they do. And maybe once you see that, then you're able to understand and identify with them in some way, right? Maybe even though you don't have those particular behaviors, once you're able to get past and down to the root of the situation for them, once you're able to see why they are the way they are, then maybe there's something in there that you can relate to, which in turn allows you to have more patience and understanding with them. But then again, there's also a thing of like, okay, well, what can you learn about it? Relationships people are put into our lives. We go into relationships really to grow as a person, right? Like they are the tool. And I'm not saying that people are just useless because we love them, right? We're close to them. We love them. They're part of our lives. They're part of our family. But all people are tools and opportunities for us to grow and become better versions of ourselves by the dynamics that we have with them. You also have the Two of Pentacles in your personal energy. So you are conflicted. You're on the fence. You're weighing your options, right? Like the pros and cons of a situation. You're looking at all aspects of the thing to really come and determine like what you want to do or what course you want to take, what direction you want to go. And I don't know if this has to do with the other or not, or just in general, like you're at a point in life where it's like a fork in the road, right? Like, okay, you can go left, you can go right, you can go straight. Like it's your choice. It doesn't mean that any of them are wrong. It doesn't mean that any of them are scary or going to lead you the wrong path. It just means that you have different ways to get to your goal. The goal is still the same. The end game, the end, like where you're trying to be, is the same. But how are you going to get there? Though that's where the options come. How much work do you want to put into it? What type of work do you want to put into it? You know, based off of those types of things could determine like which road you want to take. But there's something about you having to like really think through that this week. And maybe that in of itself frustrates you, right? Maybe somebody in your life is cannot make a decision. Maybe somebody in your life is prolonging a situation because they really have no direction, or there's so many options for them that they can't decide. And maybe that's irritating you. You're becoming impatient with them. But it because the Mirror card is here, like, are you not going through the same thing right now? King of Cups as your first card. So coming from a place of heart. Four of Wands. Yeah, I mean, there's love here. There's unity. There's harmony. There's, you know, being together. Beautiful, beautiful environment. Beautiful home. Family. Friendship. Celebration also, right? Maybe you're celebrating something this week as well. The Star. Oh my God, these are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cards. There's just a lot of heart, you know, like a lot of passion about one another. Like your your close-knit group of people, probably the people who live in your home. Right? Like you guys are close, you guys are tight, right? Like there's a lot of love and nurture and care that come through for one another here. And I don't know, it feels like you're living the dream with the Star. Like this is what you prayed for, this is what you hoped for. And there's opportunity to keep hoping and to keep praying and to keep putting those wishes and intentions out there to the universe here with the Star. You know, maybe you have a really vivid imagination or really vivid vision of what you want something to look like. Okay, like going the next level with your family, with this home, with your sanctuary, with the environment that you're creating, and wanting to expand on it, wanting to make it beautiful, wanting to make it bigger, wanting to make it more a representation of the love and the closeness that you feel within your home. Let's see. The second half of the week, you have more people around, or this is you and your person. You're overcoming something. Okay. These cards here just give me like a feeling of vision. Definitely vision, a vivid, strong, clear vision of what you want to create within your life. And for the people, for yourself, for the people that you love, right? This is probably for the majority of you, like your family, like your kids, your partner, and doing it, you know, and talking about it and coming together, doing it together, right? Like maybe there's projects around the house or something like that, creation that you want to take form. And feeling ambitious, but at the same time feeling like once you get it done at the end of the week, feeling satisfied and accomplished that you guys did it together. But not without a moment of like frustration. Okay. Because people are working close together, because yes, you share the same goal, but there's different ways that each of you want to do it, right? Go about it. Then there could be some clashes or a little bit of frustration when it comes to that, right? But I think that that's natural because everybody has their own way. And it's just seeing that within them, like, hey, they're super passionate about it, right? When you get passionate about the thing, you become this way yourself, right? Whatever way that is, I don't know. And so maybe they're passionate as well, like I said, and you are frustrated with them, but at the end of the day, you see like, hey, like, if I were them and I felt this passionate about the thing, I would do the same. I would be the same way. I would act the same way, So I don't know. It's just a matter of working together, understanding each other, accepting one another, knowing that you're doing this thing out of love and the vision that you all have, right, for that goal, and having a really good time with it, even through the bickering, even through the clashes of opinions and, desires or whatever throughout the process. Your bond is strong and you guys are doing it together, and at the end of the week you feel accomplished. So it's a really beautiful thing. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I see for you this week, Libra. I hope you have fun doing the thing with your family, and it comes out beautifully, whatever that is. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey, Scorpio, welcome into your reading. This is going to be a weekly message for you guys for the week of June 1st to June 7th, 2026. Hope everybody is doing well. We're going to start off with one card, just getting the general message for the week from the Embracing the Shadow Oracle deck. Then we'll go into your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot, and then to get some details with the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, Scorpio. What's up with the Scorpio for this week, please? June 1st to June 7th. Scorpio. What's the overall energy for the week for the Scorpios? Fear of failure. Mistakes are not the enemy. They are stepping stones toward mastery and understanding. It feels like you have to be strong this week. You are protecting yourself pretty strongly as well. Like putting on your armor and going out there and really like proving yourself and needing to step up in some way for some reason. Like gearing up, right? Like putting on your uniform or something like that. I don't know, but gearing up for the thing that you're about to face. And maybe whatever you're about to face is super important to you and, your loved ones in some way. Maybe your role is big in this situation, right? And you have to like really take on some responsibility here. And therefore it may be, I don't know. 'Cause I mean, I understand that you're human and that you're going to feel fear from time to time, but your confidence is there. And I think that deep down, you can do anything, right? So, but it doesn't mean that there's not some intimidation going on. Just the heightened energy of preparing yourself and starting on this journey, whatever that is. It could be anything, right? Because it's a weekly reading. So I don't know how profound this is going to be. But, for this week, it's important that you show up and really take ownership and responsibility over your role in the thing. And you're trying not to fail. And I think that it's just a matter of doing your best, right? Like just making sure that you don't, not to say that you do, but just making sure that you don't cut corners and you don't procrastinate and you don't like just try your best to stay consistent and determined enough to where just do the thing, so that way, as long as you make the right decisions, as long as you do it the way it's supposed to be done or whatever, I don't know what it is, it'll come out fine. Like you'll be okay, Your personal energy is the Chariot. I'm hearing like somebody be like, how am I going to do that? Like, how am I going to get this done? I don't know how, right? Like maybe you have the information, and like maybe you're overall informed about how to do this, or maybe you have like a really good, skill set to do it. But at the same time, it's so overwhelming that you're just like, I don't know how I'm going to get it done, right? Even though you know how to do it. So that's what it feels like to me. Like it's a big task. You know how, but it still doesn't mean it's not intimidating. You're on the road, you're on the journey, you're going from point A to point B this week in some way. That could be literal, like you're driving, that could be metaphorical. But the journey nonetheless is there. And when you're on a journey, like it's step 1, step 2, right? Like you're going mile for mile for mile, and each mile can look different. Each mile can create anything, right? Like just be careful not to anticipate the worst, or like dwell on the what if something happens, what if there's a fork in the road, what if I get lost, what if there's an obstacle, and just keep going. Okay, you'll deal and you'll handle whatever obstacle presents itself as it presents itself in the best way that you know how to do. But just keep your eyes on the road, keep your eyes on the prize. All right. Let's go into detail. What else is coming through for the Scorpio this week? King of Swords. Keep your eye on the prize. Don't get caught up in the drama of the external environment. The Lovers. That Lover's been coming out a lot. I guess it's because Gemini season, but what else? A King of Swords and the Lovers. That's interesting. Is someone feeling detached? Is someone not showing as much sensitivity, or is someone not showing too many emotions? I think if you're dealing with somebody like that, because I don't think it's you. You express yourself when it comes to your emotional state, especially if it's somebody you love, like a romantic relationship. But if it's somebody else you're dealing with who is not responding or reciprocal, who is not very sensitive to your emotions or what you require, it feels like somebody is not aware enough about what you're going through, what you're about to take on. Okay. They don't know what it means to you. Maybe they know that you're about to do the task. Maybe they know that, but maybe they don't know how much it means to you that you don't fail. Maybe they don't know how much it means to you that you need to accomplish the thing. Therefore, they're not showing up very compassionate. They're not showing up very supportive, right? Like it's just, to them, it's just this like super logical, super like black and white, like type of thing where it's like either you do it or you don't, but there's more to it underneath, as things usually are with the Scorpio, right? Like there's more to every situation with you, and they don't see that. But I think they will. Okay, whether that's you expressing yourself or them just realizing it at some point. But I think they will see it. And maybe there's a lesson here for you to like take on this type of mentality for yourself right now, because you're about to embark on this important experience. The situation's super important, that maybe you don't have time to be so emotional and sensitive about it. Maybe it's a good thing. Like see where how this person deals, and sort of mirror that in a way. So that way you don't get caught up in the emotional effects, and you just stay logical and practical about the thing until it's over. It's like, just do it, right? Just do the task. This thing has instructions. This thing has a foolproof system. This thing is like, you do A, then you do B, then you do C. You do A, then you do B, then you do C, right? Like it feels like that. There's no room for emotion here, and feeling there, and sensitivity here, right? Like it's just A, B, C, A, B, C. Okay. 9 of Wands. Emperor, and Eight of Cups. Yeah, I'm feeling like you're so serious. You're so serious. You're so serious about it, which is fine. Like, maybe you have to be, whatever this is, but it feels like very zoned in. Nine of Wands, Emperor. I already said this. Nine of Wands, Emperor, Eight of Cups. Okay. It's just overwhelming, like how I feel you to be right now. Okay. Yeah, putting up the boundaries here, like nobody can come in. I'm in control. I'm out for the thing. I'm going to get this thing, you know. It represents something that you don't have. It represents an area where you're lacking, and I don't know, this is literally or metaphorically. This could be like also emotionally. Okay, there's something emotionally that you may be lacking. But you're off on your journey to find the thing and get it. And you're taking full control of that. And you're creating a safety net around you and that important thing. And that's also like the shielding here, right? Like you're protecting something super important to you. And no one is going to mess with you. And if they tried, like you're the emperor here, like it's not gonna even put a dent on it. Like you're so zoned in, focused on this thing, on the pursuit of happiness, on the pursuit of this emotional fulfillment, on the pursuit of something that's going to make you feel like you accomplished something, that there's nothing here that is going to stop you. There's nothing here that's going to prevent you. Whatever obstacles are coming up toward your way are just going to bump off. Like it feels like there's like a protective bubble, and as obstacles fly toward you, they hit that protective shield and they just bump off of it. And that's what it feels like. So whatever it is, you're going to get it. Like there's no doubt. So, yeah, that's all I have for you this week, Scorpio. Good luck. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, Sagittarius, welcome into your reading. This is going to be a weekly message. This is for the week of June 1st to June 7, 2026. Hope everybody is doing well. So we're going to get the overall weekly energy with one card from the Embracing the Shadow Oracle deck. And then we'll go into your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot, and then get some details with the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, so what's up with the Sagittarius for this week, for June 1st to June 7, 2026, please? Sagittarius. What is the overall weekly energy? All right, so Betrayal's Scar. I want to say the Gemini had this card as well. So forgiveness is not about condoning, it's about releasing yourself from the burden of pain. Well, it seems as though you're feeling the pain this week from something that's happened. I don't know if it's going to happen this week, or maybe it's already happened and you're just thinking about it and going through those emotions. But you are trying to process, for sure. You're trying to process why this pain has happened. So it could be anything. I don't know exactly what it's going to be. It's different for everybody. This is just a weekly message. But the idea around healing and forgiving the instance or the situation is going to be prominent this week. Maybe you are working on accepting what has happened, right? And when we do that, there's phases to that process, you know. I mean, we go back and forth between the injustice or the unfairness of a situation to just accepting it, right? Like, for a reason, it happened. It is what it is. This is just how life works, type of thing. But not without like that toggle between those two concepts until you reach an end point of just total acceptance and let go, right? Like release of it. Not to say that you'll be released from it completely this week, but you're definitely going through the motions of accepting and realizing that you need to let go. What's for the personal energy for the Sagittarius, please? Knight of Swords. Okay. So you're going to be vocal about this for sure. You will express how you feel. You'll express your stance and your opinion on the situation with somebody. Your words can be a little sharp. I think that you're already super blunt and direct, right? Sometimes your words come out before you think about them. And so that might be true this week as well, right? Like it's just this need to get it out, right? Get out the feeling that you're having, the emotion, express it, but you're doing it in a way where you're communicating it out, right? Some people will get it out by exercise or release it through meditation or release it through being out in the open, like out on earth or, just in nature. But it just seems like maybe you're doing it through communication, through words, through conversation, and it might be really cutting or hurtful. But I don't know, it just depends on how hurt you are, right? So, and then just like sharing truths about where you come from, right? Like it feels like you need to give your truth. You need to express your truth and tell somebody how you really feel. And I think that that's going to be like a freeing moment, like a moment of like all of the weight has come off your shoulders, right? Like you got it off your chest. And once it's done, it feels good. You feel lighter. Okay, so you have Strength, the Fool, and the Lover. So you have 3 face cards for the beginning of the week. So it could be a pretty big moment, right, this week for you when it comes to this communication and just talking it through. There is a fresh start here as well. So I love to see the Fool in this situation because it's telling me that maybe there is the ability for you to release it and let it go. So that way you can start new and fresh. There is a sense of needing to feel rejuvenated again, and like the past is the past. And now from this point, it's a new start. But you're doing this with another person or a group of people. With the Lovers here, it indicates that there are people involved. But it is taking a lot of your strength, courage, your whole heart to do this thing, to really put it back, put it behind you, and keep moving forward. But there's a lot of promise, there's a lot of hope, there's a lot of inspiration and motivation to do that. So at some point you decide like enough is enough. I can't be feeling these things anymore. What happened has happened, right? Like I understand it now, or even if you don't understand it, at least you're able to recognize that. And you're no longer looking for answers, or you're no longer looking for justice, right? Like it just is what it is. You pick yourself up again and you just keep going. 3 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, there's movement here, right? Movement toward the future, movement forward. The Magician. I think that you find something to pour your attention to. You find something that is going to allow a release at the same time. So it's not just a new start, but it's like, I'm getting like pouring water, right? Like all of the emotion is going into something. So that could be anything. That could be a passion of yours, a hobby of yours. That could be like all of it pouring into yourself, like self-love, right? Self-care, taking care of yourself again. You can be pouring love to your partner or your children or, something like that. But just because this has happened to you and you feel down about it, you feel betrayed by the universe, you feel like you've suffered a loss or something like that, um, doesn't mean that you don't have love. It doesn't mean that you're not capable of feeling that still, right? You're still alive on this planet. You're still a human being. So at the end of the day, even though, we go through these dark moments or negative situations, we still have the capacity to nurture, the capacity to care and love yourself or, another. So, and maybe you want to do it differently. You want to do it better, like there are moments or things that you've identified about yourself in certain moments of this week where it's like, okay, like I can do this better. I can be a better version of myself. Here with the Seven of Pentacles, I can reinvent myself in a better way. And doing so with the Magician. Okay. There's something that you're creating. There's something you're bringing to light here. Out of rethinking or redoing it. Maybe you've tried it before, and this is more so in the end of the week. Maybe you tried this thing earlier in the week or you tried it before and you're doing it again and you're refining your practice, you're refining your skill. Like you're getting stronger and better at this skill, at this talent, whatever this is. It could be different from what we've been discussing, right? It's like more tactical or it's more mundane of a situation here where you are trying to evaluate like where you can do something better. Okay. And I think that you accomplish that and you find the trick or you find the solution to fixing this situation. All right. Okay, Sagittarius, that is your reading for this week. Hope it helped. Hope you got something out of it. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, Capricorn, welcome into your reading. This is a weekly message for the week of June 1st to June 7th, 2026. Hope everybody is doing well. So we're going to start off with getting one card for the general message of the week from the Embracing the Shadow Oracle deck. Then we'll go into your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot and then details with the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, what's up with the Capricorn this week for June 1st to June 7th, please? Let's see overall energy. Stories we tell ourselves. Are you narrating your life through the lens of limitation or empowerment? Yep. So it's like what we think is our reality, right? Like how we think is the truth, right? But does it have to be? It's like opening your mind, being open to thinking of it from a different perspective. Like you can see a rainy day as negative, right? Like as sad or, just like, like I wanted to go outside and play, or I wanted to go outside and do something, but it's raining, so I can't, and blah, blah, blah. Or do you see the rainy day as beautiful and nourishing and cleansing and, an opportunity to stay in and do art or, clean your house or take a bath, right? Like something like, I mean, a nurturing bath, right? But like something where is it a positive or a negative? And for some reason, this is coming up for you this week. Something comes up, something happens, and it's your decision, your choice to think of it positively or negatively. Are you going to think of it as a burden, as an obstacle, or are you going to think of it as a blessing or an opportunity, right? What else for the Capricorn? There may be something that changes plans, okay? Plans change. I feel that strongly for some of you. And maybe you were excited about this or you really were looking forward to it, but something has changed. Like, how are you going to take that? One card for the personal energy for the Capricorn. 5 of Wands. Yeah, I mean, pretty much what we're talking about here. Sometimes we feel overwhelmed or like that there's a lot going on and maybe we're just like, oh, like I'm tired or what? It's one thing after another or why can't I just get a break. Um, but at the same time, like, again, going back to thinking about it from a different perspective, like, well, at least you're capable of getting all this done. At least you're young enough, you're healthy enough, right? At least you have things going on in your life to keep you busy, to keep you moving, to keep you going. Some people don't have that. Some people are lonely, or some people, don't really get the opportunity to go out and do things. And I don't know. So because the Five of Wands, mundanely, right? Because we're discussing like just a weekly energy. So there's just a lot coming at you, right? Like piling on, and maybe you've said yes to different people. Maybe you've accepted different invites, or people have asked you, hey, can you help with this? Can you help with that? And you're saying yes, but all of a sudden you feel that it's piling up and there's too much to do. And so how are you going to work it, right? Like, it's all in the choice of mind that you have to think about these situations as positive or negative. But you're trying to tackle them all. You're trying to dwindle, or like bring down the amount of things on your to-do list here. And maybe you have to set some boundaries at some point, for sure. I think you're just looking for a break. Like, you're looking to chill this week, and the universe or the energy, whatever it is, it could be like planetary alignments, or it could just be the time of year, right? It's summertime. Maybe your kids are out of school. There's more to do with your kids. Plus you have to work. Plus you have to like maintain the house, like whatever. I think you're just looking for time to chill and relax and take care of yourself. So the beginning of the week, Two of Cups, Lovers, Ace of Swords, there's some truth going on. And maybe you're expressing this to your loved one, to your partner, to your family. You're telling them how you feel. But heavy relationship energy here. Maybe you're trying to like get out of doing all of these jobs because you want to spend time with your partner or the person that you like. Eight of Wands, 10 of Wands. Oh, no, 7 of Swords, sorry. Temperance. Yeah, you're definitely getting out of something. You're running away from, you're sneaking away. Maybe all you care about and all you're focusing on right now is this person. You just want to spend time with them. You want to communicate with them. You want to talk to them. But there's no but. There's an opportunity to run away with them, actually. There's an opportunity to get away. There's an opportunity to like just come together with this person. It's a lot of really awesome energy here, even if the 7 of Swords is here. I just feel like you're walking away from things that are not fun. You're walking away from things that are too rigid or too, I don't know, just like they don't bring any life. They don't bring any light. They don't bring any passion. Like, you're looking for these moments of to be spontaneous, or you're looking for excitement in some way with another person, I want to say. If you don't have another person that you're like involved with or interested in, maybe you're just like, you know what, I want to find somebody, I want to go out, I want to meet somebody, whatever. So you want to just get away from responsibility this week, which is, we do that from time to time. It's okay. But yeah, that running away from it, and just like, it's going to be like from one moment to the next, right? Like a spur of the moment. You're just going to say, hey, I have to leave. Maybe you're leaving early from work or something like that. Maybe you're going on a road trip and it was just a spontaneous moment that you had just to get away and relax and, take time for yourself, be out and do something that you enjoy. And I don't see any problem with that at all. And as you are in this place, when you leave to go get time for yourself and to do the things that you enjoy, you're letting go of all the things that feel rigid and burdensome. And maybe you'll realize to yourself, like, you'll realize something about your thought process here. you know, there's something about the story that you tell yourself. Do you have to do all these things? Do you always have to say yes to people? Do you always have to have something on your to-do list, right? Can't you just take time off? Can't you just relax for a bit? And maybe that's the story that you are rewriting in your head when you're able to get away. Maybe somebody in your life that you meet that you're interested in leads their life that way, and it inspires you to do the same. Okay, Capricorn, that's your reading. Hope it helped. Hope you got something out of it. Have a great week. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, Aquarius, welcome into your reading. This is going to be a weekly message for the week of June 1st to June 7th, 2026. Hope everybody is doing well. And we're going to start off with getting one card for the general energy of the week from the Embracing the Shadow Oracle deck. Then we'll go into your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot, and then get some more details from the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, what's up with the Aquarius this week for June 1st to June 7th, please? The anger within. The anger is a teacher, not an enemy. Explore its roots rather than suppressing it. So you're holding something in. All right. You're holding it in so much so that it's going to take a form of its own. Okay. If you're not familiar with that, the energy that we keep inside that we cannot express starts to build and get bigger and bigger. And eventually it has a name, it has an identity, it has a personality, right? And it can come out, use you as its vessel to come out. Okay. So you may not, I don't know, like you probably aren't acting normal, right? You're not being yourself right now because you're definitely holding something in. Something has made you upset. Maybe usually for an Aquarius, it has to do with a sense of fairness and unfairness, or like justification, something was not justified, something was not necessary, and there was no acknowledgement, there was no apology, there was no consideration. So some of these things are just piling on you, like you cannot get over it right now, and you're probably going to have to express it at some point. Okay, one card for the Aquarius, please. You can say you don't care all day, and maybe you don't, but you do care about justice and about people getting what they deserve. Queen of Wands. Yep. I want to say, like, what are you going to do about it? Because I feel like you're going to, like, it's on you to do something about it. Like, it's not one of those things that will take care of itself. Okay. So maybe that's another thing. Like, not only is this sense of betrayal, injustice, whatever, like a thing and a situation that's upsetting you, but on top of that, that nobody else is going to do anything about it. So therefore you have to, and that's like just putting fuel to the fire right there as well, right? Because there's like a whole separate thing of injustice. Like, why do you have to do it? Why can't they do it? Type of thing. So yeah, there's a lot to process here. There's a lot to work through. And I don't think it's going to just end in a week, unless it's like just this random small type of event or conversation or argument. But even if it is like nothing so major, nothing so serious, I do think that the pattern is there. Like, this is not the first time. Okay. So what are you going to do about that? Because I feel like this has happened before, whether that's like the person that you're dealing with acting out and treating you that way, or it's your own behavioral thing. When you are faced with a situation like this, like, how do you behave? That's a pattern. Tower for sure. Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. Yeah, the burden's on you. It's your responsibility, or even if it's not your responsibility, I think people expect you to do the thing to fix it, here with the Ten of Wands, but the Tower is just a breakdown of something that had a really good, stable, secure foundation, something that you worked on for a long period of time, and it's crumbling, it's cracking, the foundation's cracking in some way. And I think that the another reason why you're involved and you have to do something about it is because you helped build this foundation in some way. Like, you had a hand in that, whether it's your own thing completely or between you and a group of people that built this thing. You had a lot of influence and you had a lot of input. So naturally, right, like, people are going to go to you like, hey, what do we have to do to fix this? And maybe you feel it's not fair. But you being the Queen of Wands this week, male or female, is telling me that you'd rather be in control, so that way you can get it done correctly, and not run the threat of it not getting done right, or something like that. But there is a need to reevaluate it and take a second look at the whole thing, and just be like, okay, well, where can we do better? Now that we are fixing the thing, we might as well, right, fix this too, something like that. So that way it's better than it was before. We're not putting it back together so it could be exactly the same. We're taking the opportunity that this thing broke to put it back together in a better way. Okay. And then what's up with the rest of the week? So toward the end of the week, you have the World. Seven of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. Excuse me. There's change, which you're already doing, probably, like we said. But it's not just change, it's also opportunity. Okay, there's like a right place at the right time. And I do feel at the end of the week, once you get away from it, maybe you worked on it throughout the week, and by the weekend you're like done, right? Like the world done. And you want to get away. Wherever you go, you're going to find something that you were not expecting, but that is a positive surprise here. Okay, so I don't know what that is, but it's definitely a blessing. And I just wanted to get a clarification on what that was, and the star came out. So I don't know what it is, but it's a hope and a wish that you've been thinking about, praying for, dreaming about. That's a beautiful thing. All right, Aquarius, hope that helped. Hope you got something out of today's reading, and you have a great week. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, Pisces, welcome into your reading. This is a weekly message. So we're looking at the energies for the week of June 1st to June 7, 2026. Thank you for being here. Hope everybody is doing well. We're going to start off with getting one card for the general message, general energy from the Embracing the Shadow Oracle deck. Then we'll go into your personal energy with the Serpent Fire Tarot, and then we'll finish off with details from the Sacred Witch Tarot. All right, what's up with the Pisces for this week of June 1st to June 7th? Pisces, please. Overall energy for the Pisces. Your inner light. Even in the depths of shadow, your soul remains luminous. Never lose sight of it. Yeah, I think you're just feeling really good this week. Even though maybe you've gone through some hectic moments recently, you're still going, right? Like, it has not stopped you. You're still super motivated. The passion has not died out, right? Like, there's still some excitement and some light and hope coming through. And I think that just plays, it speaks to the work that you've done when it comes to like your belief system on life, right? It speaks to you seeing and being aware of your life and how beautiful you've created it to be, the blessings that you have, the people you love, your like whatever it is that makes you feel grateful, instead of seeing life as a burden or as hectic or hard. You're seeing it as an opportunity to live and experience and feel, and so you're coming across positive, you're coming across with light when you are speaking to people, when you're showing up, you're in a good mood, you have positive things to say, you just feel overall in good spirits. What else for the Pisces, please? And even if you are like going through something that's just not the best, like whatever it is, I don't know, it could be a health thing. It could be like maybe you're in a little bit of a rocky time in your relationship, or maybe at work, there's just like so much work to do that, you come home stressed or you come home tired, whatever it is. Like underneath it all, underneath the day-to-day I want to say the word hectic. I guess maybe things are just like a lot right now for you. You have a lot going on. But over like in general, even though you have that, you're still in good spirits. You have a positive disposition, right? Five of Pentacles. I think you do see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that is what is helping you continue on. The hope, the faith that you have, that the sacrifice, the blood, sweat, and tears that you're putting into something right now is going to pay off. And I'm feeling like for some of you, maybe most of you, it's a matter of you're so, what is the word? Busy. Okay. You're so busy that maybe you don't have time for loved ones. You don't have time to do a lot of things that you would like to do, that you would, do if you had a vacation or something like that. And maybe it's taking a toll on the people around you. And you're just like, but I have to keep going, right? Like I'm doing this for a reason. I'm sacrificing this moment. I'm sacrificing these days, these years, so you can have something better later. Okay. But it doesn't mean that it's always going to be taken well or in a positive light by the people you love or by your surroundings. Maybe some people think you're working too hard, or you're putting too much on yourself, or you're getting burnt out or something like that. So it does feel like light at the end of the tunnel, like a lot of like sacrifice and hard work for something to pay off. And sometimes you can get into a rhythm of this isn't working, right? Like I'm not going to get the payoff. I'm doing all of this for nothing. But I think that you have to like keep positive and keep going. Okay. Here with these two cards, because there's something about, even though this card is coming through with your inner light and the fact that your soul remains luminous, never lose sight of it. Like to me, it's like, just be you, keep going, like stay strong, stay positive, choose happiness, like things like that. There's still a Five of Pentacles situation going on here, which tells me that there is loss. Okay, there is some sort of feeling of like doing it by yourself, being left alone, a fear of loss. Hermit. Page of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. I feel like you're a little bit directionless. It's like you're so preoccupied with the path that you've chosen and this day-to-day thing, right? Like you do this every day, and if you do it every day, eventually it's gonna pay off, right? Like it's just this type of mentality. But maybe another reason, like a more subconscious way, you're doing that because you don't know what else to do. You don't know how else to get to the goal. You don't know how else to go about it, right? Does it have to be so rigid? Does it have to be so dark, or I don't know, does it have to be so hard? You know, do you have to feel like you don't have the resources you need, so you have to continue this hard work to get the resources? Whether that's like money, like financially, maybe you're in a hole financially, maybe you're looking for a way out financially, and so in your mind it's like the only thing you know how to do is just do these things, right? Like probably work or something like that. But that's because you don't know how else to get out of it. And I don't know if people know this. I don't know if many people know that you're going through this feeling, or this scarcity thinking, or this fear of loss, or feeling like you don't have enough, feeling like you don't know how you're going to do it. Because the Hermit is here. So maybe you are going inward. Maybe you're quiet. You're not really coming out of the house a lot. You're not really hanging out a lot. And it just feels like you're trying your best to figure out how you can make it work to where you don't have to feel so crappy and you don't have to work so hard. Knight of Wands. Maybe there's an inspiration. Maybe there's somebody that comes in that helps you, that inspires you. Maybe you see somebody doing, getting to the goal that you want in a different way. But there is a split second chance, or a split second decision here with the Knight of Wands, right? There's like a spontaneous moment. And I'm also getting like a moment like that's out of character for some reason. But I don't know. Maybe it's all in an effort to change timelines, or to get the ball moving, or something like that. Beautiful. Ace of Pentacles. This Knight of Wands, whoever it is, whether that's you or somebody else, has a lot of influence over you getting the thing that you want, or at least you knowing how to get the thing you want. And then Queen of Wands. So you do have the Seven of Wands, which is that energy that I'm talking about, of it's just like so much, like everything's all on you and you don't know how to get out of it, right? You feel overwhelmed. You feel like you just have no direction and no plan, like solid plan to work toward. Okay. But again, the Knight of Wands comes through and it's a spur of the moment type of thing. It could be like a surprise. It could be like something that you come across online, you know, that just like gives you answers and gives you a solution in some way to get the Ace of Pentacles, which is your goal. And then you feel like you're on top of the world, right? And then you feel like you're capable and it's something that you can do, and you feel confident again in doing that. And you're like, oh, okay, well, if that's all I have to do, then yeah, like I can do that. I know I can. The confidence starts to skyrocket at this point, and one thing leads to another again, and you get the a force of energy happening for you to tackle some of these things. And I think that you go from being the Hermit to being the Queen of Wands at this point. So you're taking control of your life. You're taking control of this situation, and you have a plan and you're confident with it and you can do it. Okay. Just look out for these signs, especially whatever the Knight of Wands represents. It could, you know, just try your best to like stay aware, right? Like stay present. And when this answer or this solution comes up and it lands on your lap, you can catch it and be aware of it instead of like ignoring it because you're not paying attention. All right. Well, that is your message for this week. Hope you got something out of it. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.